Hey guys, Shauna here. I thought this week that I would tackle one of those age-old questions of does size really matter? I'm gonna go ahead and say yes because I think it's really important that you know what you're paying for. You guys do know this is a blog about beer, right? Okay, so let's get started talking about our different size beers here. I've got a lovely selection of bottles. We'll start with the small and go to the big guy down here at the end. So this one here is our little 375 milliliter stubby. Look at how cute. And so this guy, every time. Okay. You know, these I tend to see are reserved for sours or Lost Abbey Brewing actually uses it as pretty much their standard size bottle. This is usually used when there's a smaller batch of something. I don't want to say that it's an uncommon bottle size because a lot of breweries do use it. It's just used for a little bit more specialty beers, and it's gonna run you, a small bottle like this could be pretty expensive, and it only has 350 milliliters in it, so you do have to take that into consideration. But, if you're drinking something like Sanctification, it's going to be worth it. Next up, we have our 12-ounce long neck bottle. This one is pretty much your standard American-sized beer. The beer industry just decided this was their standard was going to be, and they go with it. And 12 ounce is considered one serving of beer in the US. Once you get to a beer that's above 9% alcohol by volume, you are running into about a 6 ounce being a serving, but most beers that come in a long neck are going to be less than 9%. Next up, I have a 500 milliliter bottle, which comes out to, I believe, 16.9 ounces. And this is a really uncommon bottle size here in the US. I mean, Stone used it here, so, they're an American brewery, but I really don't see this bottle size that often. I think this is more typically used in Europe, but, to each his own. Every brewery just kind of decides what size they want for their own beer. This here is going to be your standard 22 ounce. This is considered kind of your typical bomber size. Most craft beer, I would say, comes in this size. I really like this size because I can finish a bottle on my own if it's a good night, or I think it's a really good size for sharing. I think for 2 people, it's a great size if you want to try out a new type of beer. And then it's also great for when you're having tasting nights and you have a bunch of beers and you all want to try it. It gives you a good number of little tasters so everybody can try one. Now, the last one I have here is the 750 milliliter bottle. And I feel like this one is a little bit deceiving because it looks significantly bigger than this guy here, but this one's 750 milliliters and this one's actually 650 milliliters. So you're only getting 100 milliliters more in this larger bottle. So that is something to keep in mind. Some people really despise the 750 milliliter bottle because of the fact that they think that it's deceiving and unnecessary when you can just bottle everything in 22 ounces. That's up for debate, but I don't mind, bigger's better, right? Just make sure that you're happy with what you're paying for it and you know what you're getting. Some nights you might just need that extra 100 milliliters of beer. Like maybe you just watched the penultimate episode of a season of Game of Thrones and your favorite character just died, and that, place where your soul used to be is now a gaping, bottomless pit of despair, and you just want the pain to go away. Like, that's when an extra 100 milliliters might come in handy. I'm not going to fault these guys for the extra 100 milliliters of beer. I need it sometimes. So, this is our wonderful bottle list, and I'll be right back with some cans. Now I'm here with some can sizes, which are a lot less complicated because there's only really 2. This is your typical 12 ounce, and this one is 7% alcohol by volume, so we're still in our single serving size criteria here. And then we also have a 16 ounce can, which aren't very common. There's a new brewery coming out in San Diego called Modern Times Brewery, and I believe that they're going to be using 16 ounce cans. So, that'll be good to see a few more 16 ouncers on the market because, sometimes 12 ounces just isn't enough. The 16 ounce could kind of maybe want to go into sharing territory, but probably not. That's it for this week. Hopefully that was useful. I mean, all of this is on the bottle. You can just read it yourself, but you know, then you couldn't have me talking about it and my cat getting in the way of the videos. So hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again soon. Bye guys.